like your breakfast and your lunch, and maybe like a bowl of cereal in there somewhere, dude, you'll lose so much weight.
It's probably true. You'll be starving all the time.
It is. It's true. You starve all the time, and it's awful. And I can't eat anything. I can't eat cheese. I just want so when I get my gallbladder removed, the first thing I'm going to eat.
You're getting it removed?
Oh yeah, totally.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. I'm just waiting until I move out of I move into the new house.
Why do they think you need to remove it? Because you're always going to have gallstones, or what?
Yeah, basically.
Damn.
Yeah,
all right,
it's okay.
So everything's up. Cool. We're streaming. I'm just gonna do the bat signal and put it up on the dingus.
Yep.
That's good.
So I'll get it removed, and everything will be good. But a few years ago, I had some of these like cheesy bacon chicken, like boneless chicken thing from Chili's. It was the best thing I've ever had in my life. It was like 2,500 calories.
That's what started you on the slippery slope towards gallstones.
But that was like one of the worst episodes I have had for gallstones.
Oh, that sucks.
I didn't know it was gallstones at the time.
All right, the live is on the webpage. I'm going to do a Facebook post, Facebook repost. Share.
Is it on YouTube yet or no?
Yes, it is on YouTube. And it's on.
Oh, there we go.
The Brograph. Gosh, we've already got 10 people watching Color Bars. So.
Oh, cool. Now, see, I need to reorient this so I can actually see the chat.
I just go to YouTube, and I'm on YouTube the whole time. I can see everyone.
That's what I'm doing. I just can't. My other monitor here is far away, so I just need to scooch the chat over.
Nah, Jason, it's all about the member berries.
Member.
I'm member.
Yeah, member.
All right, so we got Jason Soki. I learned how to pronounce his names at the NABs.
Oh,
we got Liam.
What?
We got Tachyon Megaplex.
All right, I'm gonna bring us live to our video.
And that's it. That's all we
got.
Holy
cow! A World War II mortar has been found by my my in-laws' place.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, hi everyone, live.
Why am I all reversed?
Reversed?
Well, I don't know. It's weird because I'm looking to my right. But then
it isn't a mini NAB reunion.
Do you guys see what I'm saying? If you look at yourself back on the stream, it looks like we're flipped images of ourselves. Either that or I'm just tripping balls.
No, that's what it looks like. That's what balls. You look the same.
I look the same.
You look the same.
It's just the delay. We look so gosh dang like the same person.
I asked Matt and Dave, you want ice cream cone? Both of you say yes.
Both of you say yes.
Okay, we're all recording on local track, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Oh man, so many NAB references already on the chat.
Brokio Megaplex.
We haven't had a normal show in almost a month.
What does that mean, a normal show?
Well, the one we had last week was all the interviews back to back to back, you know, and then the one before that was at the Airbnb with everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be a short show.
I'm gonna ditch halfway through.
Well,
that's not
sure.
What?
Did you say something, Dave? You froze.
Oh no.
Not again. The technical difficulties have been not awesome.
No, it hasn't. But what's weird is that we're still going. He's frozen, but the stream is still technically going. And I think everyone can still hear us.
I think so.
The Holy Trinity in the house.
The Holy Trinity in the house. Okay, Dave's gone though.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dave Dave potatoed, and then
Oh boy, now everything is all weird.
the stream. The stream is like,
Look,
do you
it's
see
half
the
my head.
two of you?
Half
It's
my
like
head.
half the
Hold on.
head and then the bottom half.
Oh, let me see if I can get
This is awesome. Yeah. Oh look, there was that sweet transition.
Oh,
Oh look.
oh,
And it's getting weird.
it's getting weird, man.
Oh, man.
Don't you guys have something better to do? No.
Hey.
I got no work. Send me work, people. I need some work to do. I'm like this close to actually doing a tutorial because I got nothing to do.
Do it.
So, did you see the Ren and Stimpy the Stimpy that I did?
No. Oh yeah, the Stimpy was awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent sculpting skills, sir.
Thanks. So like, I think I'm gonna do.
Can you put it up on the chat on the
What?
dingus? Put it up. Share your screen. Show people.
I can't share my screen.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, it's all fancified through Dave's stuff.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, no, all these people have seen it. It was on the
Slack.
thing. Yeah, on the Slack.
I'm so bad at Slack.
Yeah, you are. That's all right. It's because you're too busy, like, actually doing good work and.
No, that's not why. It's because I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey for the past week.
That's funny.
I have more important things to do. Yeah, I know you can hear.
It's so weird. Everyone can still hear us,
I
but
know.
Dave's like not there.
What's up, AB players?
How many of y'all are going to SIGGRAPH? Anyone? I'm going to SIGGRAPH. Are you going to SIGGRAPH? You, of course, are going to SIGGRAPH, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if Matthias is gonna have me present, but I'll just go because I like to.
Yeah. Plus, it's in LA, right?
No, that's in Vancouver this year.
Vancouver. That's right. I totally forgot.
This will be fun.
Yeah,
'cause
trip to Canada.
Vancouver.
Oh.
At least I have my passport now.
Yeah, right.
Thanks to the dead mouse.
Yeah, me too. Thanks to the dead mouse.
Yep.
What's up with half res? Half res? I don't know. It's happening. I know that. There's a whole committee, like who is taking care of it this year. But I think it's gonna be. I think it's normally what? September? August? September?
Yeah, it's usually September or maybe October. I don't remember, but I think it's just usually September. Because it's like the 1 month of the year that it's not horrible in Chicago.
Right.
So that's what they choose.
So we're gonna go check out venues after last week's. Oh, cool.
So
Look,
Dave hasn't even texted
I feel like
us
the
yet.
chat adds so much more value to our podcast.
Or it just lets us like not even think about what we're saying and just respond to what people are saying in the chat, which I
Yeah,
like.
but you know, I feel like people who are actually listening to that, you know, like may not get people who are listening to it at a later date who aren't participating, you know, may not get as much out of it, and it may just be kind of annoying. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care if I annoy people. Haters gonna hate. But the thing I like about the chat is that
Hi.
what's up?
I hate Skype.
Yeah,
Skype
we
is the
all-
worst.
Do you want to know what happened?
Yes.
Since we're just all having Skype problems today. Hold on, let me put us back up on the stream. Oh, good. That looks
Damon
amazing.
said, "Can you turn the music down 50%?" Is there music?
Yeah, because we haven't started yet.
Oh, okay. You get this. Do you have the smooth jazz going?
Yeah. So here's what happened.
back! And we're back! Welcome back to the show, guys.
Yeah.
About a little bit of technical difficulties. Let's get back to the show.
Made it up.
Amy hates it. Like, she gave me so much crap when we first started doing tutorials because she would call me Wolfman Jack, you know?
Why?
She'd be like, because, what's up, bros? Welcome to another Brograph tutorial. I'm Matt Milstead.
Oh my god. So here's what happened. So I hit call recorder on Skype, and of course it freaks out.
Uh-huh.
It locks up Skype. Skype closes. Then I open up Skype again, and it like starts to come up, but then it closes and it logs me out. But it's on this old account.
Yeah. Yeah, you're super delayed with us too.
Yeah, so
you
it
can't
loses
change
all
that
its loses all its preferences. Everything screws up, and then I have to log back in, and it doesn't remember my password. And I used the same password I always used, and it didn't work. So I had to get it to reset, and then of course it goes to an old email address. So I have to log that in, and then it updated Skype, so it all looks different now.
Damon thought you guys had a studio. Joke.
Soon, Damon, soon.
All right. So now that that's running, I don't know. The problem with my delay is actually my computer. Like the camera on my computer is actually delayed.
Well,
I
that's
don't
fantastic.
I do not understand that at all. Like graphics processor, it would probably fix it if I just reset the computer, but there's no way that I'm doing that at this point.
What wedding am I gonna officiate?
The wedding between me and Dave, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Weird.
Cool, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, now since all the videos have changed, Dave.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Okay, you're back.
Okay,
You
you're back.
froze there for a second.
Whoa. Oh yeah. Yeah. Move your camera back.
Move my camera back?
Yeah, to the center, because all these
Okay.
things changed.
What do you even mean? I'm just barely off center.
Well, if you look at the YouTube stream, you'll see like you're pretty.
Yeah,
off.
remember I had you
Oh,
move it
yeah,
to the
okay,
left.
okay,
Just
okay.
move it back because all of our
Wait,
things
is this right?
changed.
Oh,
boy,
Rather than
that's
me
fine.
trying
You got a
to,
lot of headroom.
yeah, you can tilt down just a
Watching.
little bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Welcome to our train wreck of a show, recording podcast episode 131.
We haven't started recording yet.
We haven't started recording yet.
Oh, I've started recording.
Well, I mean,
no,
we
I
started
mean the
rolling,
show
but we
has
haven't
not started yet.
Dave's
True.
gonna cut it. He's
Alright.
gonna do
Yeah,
one
Dave loves
edit.
editing.
The single edit.
I'm not going to edit anything because
Cutting
we
off the
haven't started
bullshit
recording
at the
yet.
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
All right,
I'm
you ready?
starting over. I guess I'm deleting all that
You
stuff
want me
that I
to-
already
oh
did.
yeah, you want me
yeah,
to-
I'm going to do the
all
same
that.
things. I got
Okay.
20 minutes of garbage.
Yep.
Everybody's shaking off the NAB funk, even the equipment. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. All right. Save. I'm rolling here.
Rolling.
Everybody
I'm rolling.
All right.
Yep.
You guys know what time it is?
All right. Let's do the clap.
All right.
The
Ready?
clap.
1, 2, 3.
Also, he froze mid-clap.
Yeah, that's weird. We all froze mid clap. That was weird.
No, just you.
No, it was on the stream. It was everybody. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to do a damn
And
show.
it froze. Oh man.
It's not
This
frozen
is
for me.
great. You guys are having lots of fun.
All right. Y'all ready?
Whatever. We'll have
Yeah.
a clean audio podcast on our end. And
the whole point.
horrible stream.
All right.
Thanks, G-Ray, for putting that on the bat signal.
Oh yes, thank you. I was going to do that before everything crashed.
All right, recording.
It's doing fine before everybody died. So everybody died. Everything is running slow. It's ridiculous. Oh, but he didn't do @channel.
Go! One breath, says Liam.
One breath.
One breath. One shot. One
can-
breath.
You only get one shot. Mom spaghetti. Whew. Man, I just had the naked drink, and like it's got so much sugar in it that like, I get crazy.
I get crazy. Cool, because I'm like very low energy and tired right now. So you just do you. You do you.
Up to you, bro. All right. The music
Yeah,
is
let's
off.
get going because we got a meeting at 3.
I know.
That's 4 hours from now.
That's all right. It'll be a short show.
No, it's 2 hours from now on our
All
side.
right, let's go.
Right.
Let's
okay,
go.
okay.
All right.
Hey, do you have the smooth jazz off?
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
God.
Idiot. All right, let's do it.
to another Brograph Brocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
I'm David.
And Brograph is a supplement to our site, brograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man.
That wasn't one breath. That was
right.
Two.
Because I'm not ever aiming for that, except that one time.
I mean, it
You
sounded
guys
good,
are funny. It sounds terrible if I go for one breath.
but it's more fun.
Yeah.
All right. So David's here. We're going to do a little bit of an NAB wrap-up about the craziness and talk about a couple things. And then we're going to get out of here. It's going to be a short show.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know if we really talked about it much at all on the shows before, but we have a super secret project that we can't tell you about as usual that we're working on.
We can't tell you.
So, but we will be able to talk about it later. It's, I mean, not a Brograph project, but it's a project we're working on, like, you know, in our day jobs, basically. And it's going to be real fun. We can say that it's a really cool projection map, and that's all we can say about it right now. But we're documenting some stuff. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff to show about it after it's posted. And, you know, it's actually live. It's going to be really cool, and we're going to be able to share all of it. We just can't talk about it because of, like, NDA, social media, and all that kind of fun stuff. So,
Straight up.
yeah.
I didn't know we were under NDA with it.
So
So that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be probably a good thing for you to know that.
Right?
We should start just taking work that has no NDAs. That way we can just share everything anytime.
Yeah, but what fun is that? Then you don't get to do the fun projects.
Right.
That's not
All
true.
the ones you can't
There are
share
lots
that
of
are
lots of fun
high-paying
projects
fun ones.
that
Well, true.
don't have NDAs.
It's not even the NDA. It's just that they don't want people to know what it is until it launches.
right.
You know, if we talked about it ahead of time, it would take away from the elements of surprise.
I guess.
Get
so,
ready,
but
y'all,
who
because
even
May is
listens
going to
to
be a
this podcast?
crazy month.
Yes, it is. So that'll be fun. Doing a little photogrammetry to kick it off. You know, to do some scans of said building, and so I have been out of town basically since
NAB.
NAB. Yeah. So so that's fun. So did
Been
get
real
the
nice not having you here.
yeah right. The Maxon fever is in full effect.
Yep, I got
Still?
it.
Man, see, I
I've
like
got a
yeah, it's still
residual
wearing
cough.
off for
It's
me.
terrible.
like
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like I was tired for a couple of days, you know, and it took me a couple of days to catch up on my sleep, but man, I feel fantastic now.
I think what happened for me is Schmoopy and I did a photography workshop weekend immediately after getting back from NAB, and that was the nail in the coffin for my immune system.
Yeah.
And I just died for a few days after that.
How was that?
It was really fun. It was this artist called Brooke Shaden. And she had some very mind-expanding techniques that got me to think about my renders in a way that should be interesting. Like, it's so hard for us as artists to just get to the point where we've got something like pretty looking, but then to add, like, you know, some kind of meaning or story on top of that is extremely hard. But she had some really cool techniques for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And some really weird, like, one of the first things she had us do was, like, walk around the room and, like, bump into a random stranger and then stare into their eyes deeply for a minute.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah. And then
that's like first day of school where they say, let's go around and say your name and say something really fun about yourself.
Yeah, this was like even more intense than that, like the most intense mixer ever, like to cut through the bullshit. And then we had to tell them after we've like built this intimacy of staring deeply into their eyes, we had to tell them something we've never told anyone before. And it's like, holy crap, like, no. So I
that's weird.
It was super weird, but it also like just got you past the bullshit and like connecting on a much more interesting conversational level. And then we had to do like things like lay on the floor and imagine ourselves on the edge of a like floating airship and hurling ourselves off the edge. And by the time we land, we have to imagine like what our clothes are, and then we like land and like float down to the ground and explore the landscape below.
What does this have to do with photography?
This is okay. So this
they
chick,
wanted
though,
you to
is
drink
like,
some special Kool-Aid at the end,
yeah,
too, right?
it actually
You're
did
all
help.
gonna rise
like,
together to a
I
very
thought up
special
this
place.
crazy like landscape and all this stuff, and then we had to like freeform write about stuff for 5 minutes, and like all those exercises like got me to think outside my usual level of creativity. Like when doing a daily render is like, oh, I'm gonna make a Greeble city, or like how about a forest? You know, it's like there's no point to it. But then, yeah, when you add in some of this stuff, you can get beyond just that.
Or you could just do drugs. I mean, that would.
Or you could just do drugs. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it helps you to think outside the bun.
But I mean, I think photographers get the benefit of starting with reality or with like just some compositing stuff, so they can think more about ideas and like purpose and story, whereas we're a lot of the time stuck in just like building. Oh yeah, I built a cool environment. That's like good enough, you know. But the coolest exercise she had us do was like we went down the line and like said the first person had to say where the scenario is, next person had to say who the people are, and then what do they want, and then why can't they have it, and then how does the story end. So you create a story kind of cobbled together. So the first one was like, where were they? It's like just falling through the sky. The second one was, who are they? A group of people falling, and then one person disconnected from those people. And then what do they want? Chelsea, this was Chelsea's turn. She said bunnies.
All right.
And then it was my turn. And what do they want was, or no, why can't they have it was, like, because the bunnies are surrounded by a viscous fluid and they're all in bubbles. And then the last person said, like, how does it end? The people all have these like expressions on their face that something horrible is going to happen to the bunnies, and the bunnies are totally oblivious. So like that creates a really surrealistic, weird image, you know, that you wouldn't normally go and want to render, but made me want to go and do that. And then the other image that like we did that experiment again, and it was a guy without a face in a room where there are doors on all the walls and ceiling, and there's one door that's like open with a shaft of light coming down on his faceless face, and like super fucking trippy, you know, like anyway, I was like, yeah, I want to go render that, you know, because it's like that's like very Salvador Dali, or you know, just totally outside the realm of what you see on Instagram. So it kind of got me excited to do that kind of stuff.
So are you going to use those techniques in order to make new renders?
At some point, yeah, I'd like to.
You're just going to go back to Octane Scatter and Greeble stuff?
Yeah, just Greeble stuff. I've got like 2 really intense client projects for the next couple months, but then after that, I'd really like to, or to just make a short film. You know?
Dude,
that would be fun.
I'll make a short film with you.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That'd be fun. We're doing the same thing. We have like 3 giant projects that we're working on in the next few months, and that's like it right now. And it's like there's a lot I want to do. I hope we can manage to do all of it at once. Because I would like to keep up doing like the live streams at night and all that, you know. So, so you got sick while you were on this?
No, immediately
excursion?
afterwards. Yeah. And as weird and like hippie as this sounds, like this Brooke Shaden is very like, she's like the Beeple of her world. She's got 200,000 Instagram followers, so you should check her out. Her images are very cool, and most of them are self-portraits, interestingly, and she does a lot of compositing. So most of the workshop was her showing us her compositing workflow, and it's cool. With photos, you can just stitch a bunch of takes together, so you can like flip the dress, or like, you know, have people point their toes if you want them to be floating, and just like hack images together. So Chelsea ended up creating a really cool image of this couple floating off with some light rays coming down. It looks super awesome. So yeah.
Was that on Facebook?
It was, yeah.
I think I saw that. That's pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
Pretty dope, dog. Yeah, I got sick immediately when we got back. Here's the thing. I was so frustrated because I was like trying to be super healthy at NAB. I mean, other than the not sleeping and drinking a lot. But like, you know, we were at the stations, we were doing the booth stuff for Maxon, and like I was disinfecting everything. I didn't get sick like contagious sick though. I didn't get like a cold or anything like that. I just got sinus crap. So I got an ear infection, a sinus infection, an upper respiratory infection. I was on steroids and all sorts of stuff, but I had to travel. So I was like, I came back and I was like, give me a steroid shot, doctor, because I'm leaving again in like one day.
Give me a shot in the butt, dude.
I was in Virginia, and dude, there's pollen everywhere. Like, we were riding around.
Yeah, Virginia around this time is terrible.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know about this. Do you know about this? The yellow,
I sure do.
The yellow snow that's all over everything.
Yes, it covers your car.
It's
like
insane.
Don't eat it. Don't eat the
yellow snow.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
But we would get on these golf carts, and before you get on, you have to take a towel and wipe it off. It's that bad. Like, it's everywhere. I'm like, this is not helping me at all. So I still have
really bad allergies. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying to do all sorts of things to keep myself a little healthy. I had a hot toddy, stuff like that.
A hot toddy?
Which that's not an Urban Dictionary term. It's like a it's something. It's a drink. It's a warm drink with alcohol in it. It's delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dirty minds. So even Ri-Fi said he was sick. I hit him up yesterday, and yeah, he got the Maxon fever. Everybody gets it.
I didn't get it. Like I said, I was just tired.
I mean, usually
you didn't drink.
Yeah, I didn't drink. I mean, there was only 1 or 2 nights that I stayed up really late. One of them we stayed up till 4:30.
We stayed up till 4 like every night, and then slept in until like 10. I missed almost all the presentations.
Yeah, I know. All of us were like, "Where's David?
Is he coming to the show floor?" I'm like, "I'm a night party animal."
It's like you basically just came to Vegas to like party.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
exactly.
I did 5 interviews. That's all I needed to do.
Yeah, dude.
Well, and we got some really great interviews. Like, as far as the order of everything we did, I mean, I love the fact that when you go to NAB and you're at the Maxon booth and you meet these new presenters, you may have heard of them before, you may have not heard of them at all before, but it's guaranteed that those people are going to be your new friends for the year. Totally. You know what I mean? It's like, who's this guy? I don't know, but he's going to be my friend in like 2 days because we're all going to hang out and have a good time. So when, I don't know, when we got there, Matt and I, of course, we got there early. So we were hanging out ahead of time or whatever. But on Monday, what did we do? I don't even remember what we did. Monday night? Sunday night was
Media
the
Motion Ball.
Monday night was
Media Motion Ball.
Sunday
you guys
night.
were sitting in
where that was awesome because G-Rant and Sage and all the cool kids and Schmoopy and I, Zach Corzine, we all basically got ostracized because we showed up super late and they didn't have enough tables.
Well, see, I showed up with you guys, but Dave saved a place for me.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're like, all right, I'll help you guys get there. I'll call the cab. We're gonna get there on time. And then you go in and you're like, well, see you later.
See ya.
Dave,
but we forgot about Sunday because that was the big School of Motion party.
Beer house. Yeah, we already talked about that on the last live.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Actually, I think we might have talked about I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, because we had just come back from the Media Motion Ball. So, that was great having everybody out there. Again, thanks everybody for coming.
Is it just me, or did the Media Motion Ball seem like mega super packed?
It was so much more packed than maybe everybody got word that they gave away $4,000 worth of software last year. But yeah, it was overwhelming, and I didn't like it nearly as much. Like usually it's my least favorite event, but this year it was my super least favorite event.
Yeah,
it's always my least favorite. It's not really related as much to the other stuff that we do while we're there.
And it's also like just a lot more, I don't know, you're stuck at the same table the whole night, and if you get screwed over like we almost did, I mean, it's great because we like literally we got the wait staff to bring us like napkins and all the stuff, and we just hopped in the line, got our food, and then we cobbled together a table out in the hallway. So we basically just got to be away from all the presentations and crap, and hang out and talk, which was amazing.
Sage says it's like prom.
It's prom. Yeah.
It's prom.
It's
it kind of is.
Or band banquet.
No,
it's not even as good as prom. It's band banquet.
Band banquet.
Yeah. It's like that's all it is. But you know that video that video they showed though was
G-Rant
really
said
good.
Sage for something. I forgot my corsage though.
Yeah. But David, do you remember the video that they showed? Did you see the video from back in your?
I saw the one for Frame.io. Is that what you're talking about?
The photographer who was narrating the whole thing, and they were showing those crazy shots that he got with.
Yeah, that was for Frame.io.
Oh man, that video was so good.
It was really good.
To find that. Put that
super epic.
Really?
Yeah.
God, those helicopters shots of helicopters.
They were great, but it's like you know
it
what?
Was very cool, but it's not what I wanted to be doing.
Right.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, of course.
For me, it was like show me more 3D animation. You know, show me the intro to Westworld 4 times.
Well, it's the medium motion ball.
Yeah, that's selfish of you. There's millions of different types of people there. The After Effects and the Premiere and this and that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So,
anyway.
Tuesday, the pinball party was awesome.
That was amazing.
Except for the dude, you know.
Oh yeah, you guys
shutting us down.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
Meet Corridor Digital folks. So that was my dream was.
Were all of them there, or just Ren?
Yes. Yeah. No. Sam and Nico were there. I met Nico and talked to him for a bit.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
Ren
I think I weirded
him
out.
Show.
I super fanboyed on him. I was like, dude, let me give you a hug. I've been watching your videos for 10 years or something. I was like, I used to have dreams that I met you. And he just kind of treated me like I was a weirdo fan after that. So
yeah, he said he'd be on the show. So
Ren?
Yeah.
I love Ren. Ren's
he's nice.
So much fun.
But so Matt, last year you started kind of an unofficial air hockey thing.
Yes. So we were all having fun playing air hockey last year, and I was unbeatable. You know, it was basically me, Andy Runyon, and Al Heck. Mm-hmm. And we were just we were holding the table like crazy. So I was talking to Andy once we got there. I was like, dude, let's do an official tournaments. It's like, yeah. So we got 30 people signed up, and it was so awesome. Basically, so the rules were, you sign up and you get 2 lives, right? And so if you get eliminated, you lose a life. But if you win, you hold the table and you get a point. So
you had the brackets and everything.
No, it wasn't brackets. That would have been.
Oh, you're talking about last year.
No, I'm talking about this year.
I thought you had brackets that you wrote out.
I did, but then I was like, no, this is too much because people just randomly keep on coming up and signing up. So
I got you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So we figured it would be by how many wins you did, right? And so we're playing, and so we're thinking it's a really good idea to it's a really good idea to get in early so that you can beat people if you're really good, right? Phil gets in there and just eliminates everyone who tries to get him. He I think he won 8 rounds in a row. It was ridiculously awesome. So and then everything got shut down by the old man who was super grumpy that he said we were throwing beer bottles when in fact no, that's not true. A beer bottle fell on the ground and didn't even break.
Right.
But yes, we were roughhousing his machine because it was not working. We did lift it up, and but anyway, then he yelled at us and shut us down. So, Raid Zero was the official winner of the. He was basically the winner of NAB, dude. That guy won so much money and beat everyone in air hockey.
Gambling night, he won a ton of money.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was fun. I think I'm the only person who went to gambling night and lost money.
I didn't go to gambling night. I played some at Corzine and Brittany and
yeah. Looked like you guys had fun.
And then after the pinball party was the limo ride.
Yes. So
that was amazing.
Yeah. So Dave and I, we joked around about getting a limo for everyone. But then we just decided, screw it, we're going to do it, and I had gotten a phone number for a guy who had SUV or Hummer limo or whatever. I don't know what it is. You know, and then I call him right before we're about to leave, and he goes, "Oh no, this too late. I go
It's
home.
11 o'clock in Vegas, fool.
Yeah, it's like, dude, okay. So then I just got on the phone with like some random Vegas limo service. I was like, I need a big limo with lots of space. They're like, all right, we'll send it. So they sent us a gigantic like SUV diesel powered like 30-person limo.
Like a Hummer,
ridiculous
Hummer limo.
Overkill.
Yeah.
It was totally ridiculous.
No, it was
overkill,
just right. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
So
it
this
was
is
so packed
exactly
with
what
gills.
we wanted it to be a couple of years ago when it
was just me.
It was just you.
It was my personal escort to you know, the airport when I was drunk AF.
Drunk AF after the sour beers.
Funniest things that happened on this this trip, right? Or on the limo. So they picked us up. We went to a liquor store. We drove around for a little bit, and we drove up and down the. Well, apparently we were leaving at the same time as one of the Maxon guys from Germany.
The engineers.
He did not know that the limo was just for us. He thought that was.
Yeah.
He
thought it was the official get back to
the MGM. And he comes up to me afterwards. He goes, "This is best ride ever. I thought this one went straight to the MGM, but I had a blast. Thank you so much."
That's amazing.
That's funny.
All right.
That's so great.
It's the most emotion you'll get out of a German engineer.
But yeah, it was. We had a freaking blast in that thing, and it was so ridiculous.
Chelsea and I got pretty drunk with Ren on tequila. And yeah, and then I just kept going like with Sage's rum at Whiskey
rum.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
That's the drunkest I've been in years, I think. Yeah.
You guys were like pouring it into cups in the bar.
Yeah,
and
it was
that is so
wrong.
illegal. Like literally illegal.
Hey, we got away with it.
Yeah.
You know,
for a while, right?
And then afterwards you guys left, and then like it was all still sitting there.
We went to the food court. We went to the food court with Jan, and I think Damon, were you there? I can't even remember. I remember like dancing down the hall with Chelsea, doing some swing dancing.
Oh yeah, do we have video of them swing dancing?
No, that's the thing. That's what I want to say. So here's what's great about that. There's some moments in life where nobody takes out their phone, and you only have the memory in your head. Imagine that.
Right. Dave wouldn't let us record his funny dance.
No.
He's all right. Yeah, you just got to wait for him. He freezes all the time.
Yeah, we'll have this fixed as soon as I can get a better computer and internet situation going here. I got plans. Okay, so when you and Schmoopy were doing your swing dancing, like to no music at all, just in front of the hotel.
The music was in my head. It was coming from the alcohol.
Right. But it was one of those moments where it's like nobody recorded it. We all saw it, and you can only remember that awesome moment in your head now. So there it is.
And I had been practicing my super killer, backpack kid dance.
Right.
And then Dave took video of everyone else doing the backpack kid dance. Except me. No.
Except you.
I love your backpack kid dance. Yeah.
We got good video of you and Caitlin doing the dance in our.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we have but she said like don't put that online. So and then who else? Oh, we have good footage of Paul doing the
thing.
That's going to be a gift.
Backpack kid dance. Yes.
Well, it's not even backpack kid. He's just like pointing at things, and it's going to be yeah. That's going to be a great gift.
Yeah.
It's just going to say feel the bab. Pew pew pew.
Feel the bab.
Yeah.
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 After all this, Sage just said in the chat that he and I had a very deep conversation about life and art, which the next day I barely remembered.
Oh man, I had some deep conversations with a lot of people. Me and Andy had some deep conversation one night, and like you just let me tell you, I love you, man. It's like 4:00 in the morning, one of those things.
But Sage wasn't drunk, so I was actually somehow making sense, even though I was. So that's pretty. I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
This is the thing about NAB is you have those moments and like those. I don't know. It's the one time a year or maybe 2 times a year you get to hang out with these people, and it's not actually on the NAB show floor. It's these moments afterward that are so awesome because you make like a good connection, or you have a moment.
This is what I've said for the past like month or so. It's like I have hundreds of friends, but they all live across the country. I have like one friend who lives here, and it's you, Dave, right? And so like, but you live like 2 hours
50 miles away. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like I don't get to see any of my friends on a normal basis. It's like going to these events is the one time of the year, or 2 times or 3 times a year, that I actually get to hang out with my friends who I talk to every day.
Yeah.
Shut up, y'all.
I hate you. So, all right. So what else did we do? We had Wednesday. We went and saw Chris Angel.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so weird. Oh my God. I couldn't handle the Chris Angel. I mean, like, some of it was amazing, like when he levitated or when he like appeared right behind us. Like I don't know where you guys were sitting, but Chelsea and he like appeared literally 2 rows behind us.
Next to John Bosley from X Particles.
Yeah.
But which I think they said he literally just came in the back and like walked in and sat down next to them.
Yeah.
It's not really magic.
I imagined like those tubes at the bank where they put the mail in and get sent up.
Right. Noseman's in the chat. What's up, Noseman?
What's up,
those pneumatic tubes. He just stands there and
gets sucked down it.
Mind freak.
It's magic.
But he did give Maxon a shout out at the end, which was
true. Those Maxon computers, though.
Yeah,
good old Maxon computers.
I'm gonna need some of them
computers. I hope I get a new
Maxon
computer tomorrow.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Was like, he was saying he needed some Maxon computers. Paul was nice enough to. What's up?
Here's what annoyed me about Chris Angel. It's like there is a room full of 3D artists who understand like access points,
Yeah.
So you could totally see where he was hoisted to on when he was levitating.
I mean,
so you guys are smarter than I am.
That's all it is. Just a big belt on his waist with an invisible cord. It's
totally.
It's not rocket science. It's brain surgery. I mean, it's just it's like obviously there's something.
So you think it's just like a thing around his hip, like going back behind him, but like the crazy thing is it felt like you could see everything, like the lights were all on, so it felt very impressive. But
yeah.
The most impressive part to me is when he was like supposedly running through a video game, and they had all the different levels of screens and like
I like that.
The cheesecloth screen in front of him, projecting in front of him, and made it look like he was moving. I mean, that was awesome. And then they had him on the wires, so it looked like he was getting pulled back. And that's a lot of choreography to make that happen.
Totally.
And then they did like the rotate thing, which was really cool. You know,
the rotate thing was pretty cool. That was the one thing where I was like, okay, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Damon said that on the video. When we were sitting there waiting for the show to start, they showed him or them building animatronic legs. So yeah, they kind of revealed their own secrets. It sounds like
weird.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah. So that was Wednesday. What else?
But wait, hold on. One thing I have to say, like that show, like there were certain parts that were extremely uncomfortable. Like the whole, like the cancer kid thing, like
it's like
that was
a child
downer at the end.
Well, it sucks that his child died of cancer, of course. Like that's super messed up.
I don't think his child died. Did he?
I think so.
Yeah, his kid died from leukemia or something like that, and he made it a mission. So like it's cool like that he took this up as a mission, but this guy just seems like so disconnected from reality or what it is to be a human, because in the show it came right after he was doing his like routine of eating razor blades and bleeding from his mouth and like creepily like touching on the girls on stage. It was just so weirdly timed, and then all of a sudden it's like this almost disingenuous like cheesy voice like, and now I want to talk about cancer kids. And then then he had like the person in the wheelchair with the, bald cap on. It was like, what am I looking at right now? This is just the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And it was at the end. So you just end it with like childhood cancer.
Down note.
And you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could have started with that or done a little aside.
Also, imagine
or, I don't know.
that he's been doing that for 10 years, like that same show, 3,500 times. Like, I don't know if it's 7 days a week, but can you imagine how monotonous that gets?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I was tripping out on that.
And that's the thing. You have to stay on top of it, too, in order not to screw up.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I imagine you would easily stay on top of it if you're doing it every single day, but maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you just don't want to lose your concentration and be like, oh, this is so monotonous, and then forget a step or something because you're bored.
Right.
But,
you know what? Okay, so how long has this show?
10 years.
Never mind. Anyway. Yeah.
So Wednesday night, I was so tired. I crashed by midnight, and I guess y'all went to gamble.
And I played
Wednesday night.
Played Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we went out and we rocked the craps table and the roulette wheel, and Raid turned $20 into like $250.
Wow, just like Chris Angel.
I'm freak.
I'm free. So, anything else? What do we do? What do we do on Thursday?
You guys went to Topgolf.
Topgolf.
Chelsea and I pieced out by that point, but before that, we went to Zero Latency with me, Raid Zero. Who else was there? Damon went, but he didn't actually join, which was a smart call.
What's Zero Latency? Is it
it's like the Void. Yeah, it's the VR experience.
Oh, okay.
Ben Gregoire went as well.
Cool.
So it was like team of three and three, but we're all against the zombies, and it pissed me off. Like, okay, so it was $50 a person rather than 30. I've done the Void, so I've got something to compare it to, and also I just obviously I have my own Oculus, so
Right.
But yeah, this thing made me so angry the whole time I was playing it, because like even just picking up the freaking gun, my actual gun prop was in an entirely different position than my gun in the game, so it was always out of sync. The headset was uncomfortable. Like, it was much more like barrel vision. I think it was the Vive, which I haven't played the Vive in a while, and it was really uncomfortable. And then they had the separate headphones, which sucked. And like the tracking was just horrible. It was like swimming through like drunken land where I could barely see the whole time. I think that there was an issue with my computer, supposedly, that it wasn't getting enough packets, but they should have that stuff worked out by now.
Are you like not on? Is it not in like a backpack on you?
It's a backpack. Yeah, it's a lighter backpack than the Void, but it's got a crappier computer in it. It's got like Alienware or something stupid. And like it's just a grid. Like, you get to wander around the room. You have free movement, but there are no props or things that you interact with like the Void.
That's lame.
It's super lame. And again, it was more expensive, and it looked like a 90s video game. Like, the graphics were terrible.
But
and it was
there
just
were people lined up around the freaking like corner to go see that.
We got
thing.
in immediately, actually.
Really?
We picked some good time, I guess, but it was not worth it. Like, yeah, the graphics were terrible. It was like super repetitive. I actually broke the game at one point because I got so annoyed. There was like, so there were two people ahead of me, and I didn't want to bump into them. So, and there was a cliff to my left. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk on air and just like over the cliff around the pillar, and immediately I got transported to the other side where the other team had spawned. So like I went through a wall or something, and then they had to direct me to go back the same way over the cliff again to pop back where I was supposed to be.
That sounds like this thing is not ready for prime time.
It's not ready at all. It was super janky, and also it deducted 3,000 points from my score because I wasn't supposed to do that. So dumb. But yeah, it just made me so angry the whole time.
We never got to
Void.
Talk about the Void.
The Void was amazing.
It was good. I feel like it could have had a lot more, though.
I played the Star Wars one, so maybe. Yeah.
Wait. Okay. I thought the Void was strictly the Ghostbusters.
They released a Star Wars one in Anaheim, in downtown Disney. So not actually in Disneyland, but downtown Disney. So you don't have to pay the Disneyland fees to do it. And we did it on the same day that we went to Disneyland, me, Chelsea, and Cyrus. So it was super fun and extremely immersive. It tracks your hands, interestingly, without having any controllers. So your stormtroopers, and you move your hands. I mean, it's not perfect. Like, that was the jankiest part of it because it doesn't have anything to go off of, but some camera position somewhere in the room. Like, I don't understand how that even works. But yeah, it'll track your hands. So Chelsea and I were like holding hands as stormtroopers. It was bizarre. And like one of the first things they do is they have you go out on this moving platform over lava, and it's extremely expansive, and you feel like you're going to fall off and die. So that was really fun. And then there's
I felt like I was going to die. It was awesome.
It was great.
Was
yeah.
fun.
I mean, stuff that where you're not in actual danger but feels exciting is kind of awesome. That's why I like roller coasters. But and you could talking to each other was way more clear, and Cyrus was this short little stormtrooper, which was hilarious. And then you get your guns. Like, you don't know that you're going to get guns ahead of time, and you get them, and the tracking was perfect on all of that stuff, and it was just so much more immersive than the zero latency crap. And what else? And then you get to shoot stormtroopers, and if you get shot, your backpack buzzes in your chest region or your stomach, like different regions. So that's cool. And they have just like anything that you can touch, or like the walls are all there. There's like an R2-D2 guy next to you. You can touch him, and there's a real physical prop that's 1-to-1 mapped to the digital prop, which was extremely cool. Like, there's a moment where there's some lava like that kind of crusts over, and you like want to step over it, but I stepped on it, and they actually had a squishy thing there, like a little foam squishy thing.
Cool.
Nice.
So that kind of stuff is really fun, and it just felt like being in a squad and like literally running through halls trying to blast stuff, and like I was like giving them squad orders, like, get down, go, it's like and yeah, it was really.
That sounds better than the Ghostbusters one. I mean, the Ghostbusters one was great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it had doors and stuff in it, and like you'd reach out and grab the doors and open them and all that. It just felt like they could have done more with it. It felt like it was a little too short.
Did do more. I mean, it was relatively short, and it's funny because different actions can happen. Like, Cyrus was way too trigger happy, and we got in this panel room, and like you're supposed to press the button, but he just lit it up. He's just like, and like so the panel blew up, which opened the door anyway. But like I was like, you're too trigger happy, and he like kept like shooting his mom, and I was like, don't shoot your mom, you dick.
He just was doing Leroy Jenkins on everything.
He was Leroy Jenkins like crazy, but it was really funny. And Darth Vader makes an appearance, which was super awesome. He destroyed our guns, and it was creepy and cool and intimidating. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, so I definitely recommend it. It's not the longest. I think it's no more than 20 minutes, but it was like the most fun ride. Compared to all the Disneyland stuff, it was by far the most fun I had that day.
Did you go to California Adventure too?
No.
California Adventure is where it's at.
Yeah, but Cyrus doesn't like bigger, scary rides, like Tower of Terror type stuff.
Yeah, but do Cars Land. Cars
Yeah.
Land's awesome.
Cool. Next time we will. It's just extremely expensive too, like to go to both parks.
Yes, it is.
And there's enough in Disneyland to do the whole day.
Yeah, we're talking about planning a trip to Disney World again this year, for like Thanksgiving. Jesus, so expensive. It's like you could go to Hawaii for the same cost.
Yeah, it's stupid. Just go to Hawaii. Go to Hawaii, seriously.
All right, so let's talk a little motion graphics, I guess, today.
Cool.
First of all, I would I don't know if anybody was following this, but Alex Lindsay from Pixel Core?
I don't.
He used to do video, this podcast about video and stuff like that. He was on the Twit network, talking about video and stuff like that. Lots of listeners, lots of followers online and all that. His wife went missing randomly, but thankfully she was found. So I don't know if anybody else was following that. I forget who posted it, but I was like, holy crap. Like, he posted something on Facebook. He's like, this is my wife. If anybody has seen her, she is missing. I was like, oh,
What's
God.
Pixel Core?
Pixel Core was like this club that he started where it was like this recommendation thing. I don't know. I haven't really been following him lately. I used to listen to his show all the time, and now I can't even remember the name of it. This Week in Media, I think, was the name of the show.
Okay.
But he was on Tech TV all the time and stuff too. So
Cool.
But let's talk a little Ravcock. What's your flavor?
What's your flavor?
I was gonna let you handle that
You
one.
just
this
let me
time.
do it.
So, first of all, no spoilers. Haven't seen it yet. Westworld season 2 started yesterday.
Yes.
And they did a new intro. It starts off like the old intro.
I don't like it as much.
And
mean,
You don't
I
like
like
it as much?
Not quite as much, yeah.
I don't know why
I
they
feel like it has
changed
more
it,
to do
but-
with probably what to expect out of this season.
Right.
Right.
There's a lot of the buffalo.
It was
And-
there was a buffalo.
I didn't like the watery stuff at the end as much as the
Yeah,
subsurface milk.
Uh,
I'm not giving anything away.
This is about the title
this is about the
sequence.
intro.
All right.
It's not a spoiler. It's the title sequence.
I have to say, I didn't like the watery stuff either. It looked like a water filter had been put over the footage. It didn't look like it was actually...
No, it wasn't actually refracting.
Right.
I think that they got Raoul Marks to do another job. I think
so?
that they had the second rung Elastic Peeps working on that one is my guess.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if this thing maybe was already in the can a long time ago, though. You never know. They might have said, hey, let's make both seasons at once, but I don't know why they changed it, honestly. But
Maybe we'll find out.
I don't think they did because they had so much time in between when that last one ended and this one started.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
would
remember
think,
watching this in
but-
2016 and hearing that it's not coming out until 2018. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's like
Sure?
a million years.
I thought that was a year ago that we were watching the show.
Nope.
You would
It's
think that
been
they'd have
2
enough
years?
time,
I think it's
but
been
they
2
may have
years,
just
yeah.
commissioned. They may have just commissioned the title sequence for like a few months ago. Who knows? Like
Yeah.
what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. But so there's that. And then okay, 3.08 stable?
Yeah.
Stable.
I was really confused about the different versions, but I just downloaded 3.08 RC4 and then 3.08 stable and realized that stable is newer, right?
I think. I don't know. I'm
That's
so
the
behind
one.
right
the,
now.
The stable one is the one with, or I think my buddy Glenn was saying that it's like 1.1 or something like that. But I think that that's the one with the new overlay mode that actually just puts your Octane live viewer over top of your viewport, which is amazing.
It's pretty cool.
It doesn't like our spotlight, though.
It does not like our spotlight.
But we'll have to figure that out. I don't know. And who was it? Raphael Rao I saw, or is it Cornelius on yesterday who was talking about instead of mixed materials now, there's something else where you
Blend
can do all your
material, right?
blend materials. It's all in one.
Yeah,
I
so
hadn't
you don't
even
have to
touched
use
on
mixed
that.
materials anymore. You can actually just do it all into a blend material.
Yeah,
Which is pretty cool.
that is really cool. Because the thing is, it's so hard to manage that stuff, and there's not a good way to see either, like what's connected to what as far as mixed materials. So everybody basically comes up with their own technique, on how to manage their mixed materials. I always put mine to the left of the other one, and I call it like the same name because I know it has the mix on top, so I know that'll be the mixed version of it. It's like really confusing. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm
it's
going to
be nice not
3.08
having
in
to
later.
do multiple materials. Just one material is going to be very nice.
And I think they kind of fixed this and it was working okay, but sometimes you would copy and paste an object from one scene to another and it wouldn't bring in the source materials for those mixed materials.
Oh,
Instead,
really?
you would have to like merge. You would have to like do a merge or something instead. So, but that's really exciting. And then, that was posted, of course, and Ahmed was I think he was posting it on his personal Facebook page to start.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would post these Vimeo things on his page, but it wouldn't be in the Octane group yet. So there were like no comments. I'm like, how are there no comments on this thing yet? Like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But he started commenting on there because people were asking, oh, when is release 4 going to be out? When is release 4? Everybody wants to know when Octane 4 C4D plugin's coming out. And the most that I saw he revealed was that it's going to come out after the next version of 4 comes out, like the first point update of 4.
So
which
maybe
could be
next
soon.
quarter.
No, not necessarily.
Maybe.
We're not talking about 4.1. We're talking about like 4.01.
Yeah, the next little incremental update.
Yeah, just
All
small update. So I think he's working on it already. He probably is just, I don't know. There's probably a reason he's waiting for it, but that is the most that I've seen as far as when it's actually going to come out. So
Yeah.
That's all I got. But I know,
Nope.
David, you've got some links and stuff,
Well,
right?
hold on. While we were in NAB, we got to hang out with the guys from Render. It's a new render engine coming up. Formerly
That's why,
Tachyon Render.
Tokyo Megaplex is voting. We call it Ravcock U.
Ravcock.
Yeah, I said Rav.
You Ravcock?
Yeah.
Or
You
no, wait,
Ravcock, bro?
he said Arvoku.
See, I liked my
Japanese version of
original one,
Ravcock.
which was Ram Comic, but whatever.
Yeah.
Ram Comic.
Yeah. That was back when we had 2 M's, I believe, and an I. But I think the I.
Ram
anyway.
Cowmic with a U in there. Just make it British. Like
Cowmic.
It'll always be
Lord,
Ravcock to me.
Yeah. So Render, formerly Tachyon Render. I did like the name Tachyon Render better, but I think they ran into some sort of like licensing issue or something, so they had to change it. I don't know. Anyway, it's very
not
interesting.
I render, it's you render.
Right.
Right.
It's very interesting. It's neat to see what they've got. I am currently on the alpha and I've been playing around with it. It's very snappy, but I haven't played with enough to really get into the depths of it. But it's definitely one to look out for. I think, in my opinion, it would probably be really awesome for look development, or not look dev, but like doing like, I don't know, animatics and stuff like that.
But why, when Octane's going to be just like that, where we've got near real-time performance with the denoiser?
I agree.
Yeah.
That's hence the render wars, right?
Hence the render wars.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't do animation yet, does it?
Here's the thing.
I think he said the next version of it, they're working on that. Yeah.
Oh,
This
But
actually
once they get to that
connects-
point, it's like you can create some very simple animatics and stuff, or you can create your animatics and render it. And, it's basically rendering it similar to the hardware render, the new hardware render updates and stuff like that. So it's very
You
similar
guys
to that.
should check out this link that I've got here called "How We Killed the Green Screen."
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I saw
Did you see
that.
it?
I didn't like it. I thought it
You
was
didn't like it?
pretentious.
Oh yeah, it was
pretentious
definitely
as hell.
pretentious, but the technology is really cool. I don't even know how to describe this, but you've got a screen and the tracker is attached to the camera's point of view.
Yeah.
So wherever it's moving, it's seeing parallax. So you don't need, but it's like rear projection on crack, basically, with a
Yeah,
tracker involved. But imagine, and it also requires the real-time rendering. So like
Right.
they had a real-time rendering artist make some amazing environments that can just be navigated around and synced up. So there's zero latency between the tracker and the renderer and what's being projected from or on the screen. I don't know if it's projected on the screen or whether it's just a big LED. I think it's a big LED wall.
Big LED wall or whatever.
That's what I would
but like
assume.
honestly, like so the video was super. I wanted to see more of the tech. I
Me
didn't
too.
care about
It was
this guy's
all like the
stupid
story
and
the
like
blah, blah.
it's so funny. He's like, but then I figured it out, and it would take me 34 years in order to do this, myself. And it's like,
It was all
so,
traumatized.
but then I took it to a studio, and they didn't want to spend $80 million, So I needed to figure out how to do. Hold on, I had to figure out how to do it like really low cost. So I got this like gigantic company, and I got this gigantic
I invented
company
all
to
this stuff,
basically
yeah.
loan me their services. It's like, no, dude, you
Yeah.
didn't kill the green screen.
Right, but this technology could become okay. This technology though is a lot cheaper than hiring an army of compositors.
Right.
Like, so it's like the difference between $100,000 and like 10 million or something like that.
Right,
It's
but-
a huge difference.
But think about it this way. What happens when like that stuff is like they need to make a change? Then you got to go through and you got to recomposite the entire thing, over not green screen.
No, the point is
footage,
not
but-
you're not compositing and you're not making a change. You're locking it in.
Yeah, I
it's
know,
in
but
camera.
you know how
You're
that
shooting
goes.
it in camera.
I
Yeah,
know, but you know
but
how
they
that
wouldn't-
goes.
I don't
Like,
think-
they'll make
I mean, you
changes
literally
after the
couldn't-
fact.
It would be very difficult to composite. I mean, I guess you could retrack it or something, but the point
Yeah.
is to just shoot it like you would shoot a film, and if you
Yeah.
screw up, then you go back and you reshoot it.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
see that. Okay.
Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's interesting. If you know, with these real time renderers that are coming out, you know, if you combine that with render. And the other thing that it made me think of was that test. I don't remember what company did that, but remember the baked Octane scene where they were showing how
Yes.
live, you know, the green screen and the you know, camera that was tracked as
I
well.
want to say that company was at NAB.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't see them. I didn't move from the Maxon booth.
I know,
That's
neither
true.
did I.
When you
Yeah.
finally got there.
Right when I
Yeah.
finally got there and got through the drunken haze and got my ass there.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got in Ravcock today?
I can just go through. I've got like 3 or 4 more links.
Good, because I
Um,
don't have anything else for today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I just saw this title sequence called "The Terror." It's another elastic title sequence, and it's another my best bro Raoul Marx. It's just really good. I don't know what to say about it. It's there's some really cool like tearing of skin with like skull faces behind it. You should check it out, Matt. It's only 30 seconds, but there's some very
I
interesting.
think I can take 30 seconds.
I think so. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, there are just some cool like textures of like. It's obviously like all 3D where they've got like glass, obscuring some figures that are silhouetted, and just a interesting style that I feel is different from most of the title sequency stuff that I've been seeing lately.
Cool.
And then this Playgrounds title by Sava. So this dude did those IFCC titles that I was obsessed with for a while with all the mocap amazingness. This is like his latest thing. I mean, it's actually 7 months old already, but it's just a really cool like road trip that makes you feel good with these robots. And so I don't know, like I love it when CG gets beyond just the holy crap, that's some cool space or that's some cool robots to telling a story and making you feel something like yeah,
Right.
I think it gave me some good road trip film vibes, you know.
Cool.
Some really pretty scenes in there. And then Hidden by Sakani. Have you seen Sakani's latest piece? Sakani Solomon, he works at Imaginary Forces, and he's done some of my favorite talks at SIGGRAPH and NAB for Maxon. But he over the course of the year made this short film that I think is extremely beautiful. It's got a ton of Marvelous designers, so he's obviously gotten to be an expert at Marvelous. Got a ton of X particles, and it's Redshift. But
Can you email me these links, by the way?
yeah.
I thought you
Okay,
put them
cool.
in the dingus, didn't you?
Well, they're in the dingus, but if I go get them, then it screws everything up.
Right.
Yeah.
And like everything goes over everybody's faces, and everybody has a terrible time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Figure I could at least bring these up on the live stream if we're talking about them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want me to
for-
email them to you right this second, or do
Totally.
you? Okay, well,
Totally.
Totally
Fine.
do it, dude.
Totally.
Okay. To
Hey, real quick, while you're doing that, Dave, did
Yeah.
we talk about the CV layers issue?
Did we talk
I don't
about
remember. Well,
I don't
but
think
I'm
we
going to go
did.
ahead and talk about it. So,
that?
like,
Yeah,
if
let's
you've
let's put that out there.
if you're using our plugin or if you're using a certain plugin or something and you put it in there and then all of a sudden it just disappears for some reason, check your CV layers. It's the Cineversity plugin, the CV layers plugin. If you disable that, that won't happen anymore.
Yeah. Tokyo Megaplex wants to know, David, if you're planning on getting into Marvelous Designer at
I'm
any
planning on getting into Marvelous Designer, Houdini, Substance
Everything.
Painter,
Right.
World Machine, more X Particle. I mean, yeah,
Houdini.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just impossible to do
I know.
all the things.
I spent a
Um,
lot of time last night actually playing around in X Particles 4 because I wanted to play with some of the new features.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was fun. I really want to get the X Particles 4 videos are out now on Grayscale. Their X
Yes.
Particles series. It includes the stuff, the John Bosley
Mhm.
X Particles 4 editions. So I'm really like super excited to get into that because I
Yeah,
was looking
and-
at some of those videos.
Well, when I interviewed him, they were saying that there's a new version there's an update to X Particles coming very soon.
Oh, really?
Within the next few weeks, which is supposed to add some extreme speed to it and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I don't know about extreme, but some speed improvements and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know it's a $300 price tag, and that's with the discount right now. I think you only have 2 more days.
I picked it up. I'm going to be using it pretty extensively on this project I've got for the next 6 weeks. Nice. But yeah, John Bosley was showing me some amazing stuff with fluids, with the VDB mesher or something like that. I think it's I don't remember what it's called.
The open VDB mesher. Yeah.
But my one question was still, can it do motion blur with Octane, and can it output a vertex map or vertex tag, because that's what Octane requires, and I think Redshift might require that too. And he did that, and it does output a vertex tag, but it doesn't do separated X, Y, and Z, which is what Octane needs. So I think they're going to put that in the very next update for XP4. Cool. So that nice. Is awesome, because to me that's like almost a deal breaker if you can't get motion blur. Like, I hate seeing fluids moving quickly and without the motion blur. It just makes it look sharp and gross.
Just throw some stock RSMB on there, brother.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work when it's broken up. When it's broken up like that, it literally doesn't work, because it can't track it. If it's a complex moving thing with little blobs, then you can't track that.
Yeah, it doesn't know like where a clear liquid is moving from one frame to the next.
Exactly.
And so even if you do like the vertex, like the GUIDs, whatever, blah blah blah, the different settings on your motion blur, it doesn't work.
Say again. Sorry.
If you use like the different settings and stuff on Octane,
no, it doesn't work.
None of the settings will make it work.
No, I made it work with RealFlow, because RealFlow actually does that XYZ vertex map or vertex tags rather.
Yeah.
I like RealFlow.
Yeah. The smoke and fire stuff is interesting because it doesn't do it natively. It's not like you can do fire and then it just renders the fire. You actually have to change your cache to be exporting VDB sequences, and then have a separate VDB import that's re-importing that mesh on the fly. Really? So you have to rebuild that every time in order for it to come in, and then put an Octane tag on that, basically the VDB mesher, I think. Is that right? Yeah, the VDB mesher in order for it to play back. It's really odd.
Is this for
XP4? No, not the mesher. I'm sorry. You have to do you have to do an Octane volume, and then you have to bring in that sequence that's coming from your cache.
Interesting. This is for XP4, so it can't render directly like it can with Turbulence FD.
But even Turbulence Turbulence FD.
I feel like Turbulence FD plays a little bit more nicely with Octane, though. You don't have to bake it out and bring it back in or anything like that.
It's not that hard, because it works like an Alembic file where it's bringing that data in on the fly. So if you recache it, it comes right back in and you're fine. It's just that you don't see in the viewport the same thing that's going on until you do that cache. As far as I know, that was from my research last night, but...
See, this is why I like having the chat, because Perry's in the chat and he's like the TFD expert. He says Explosia FX and X Particles is not great yet. I used it in Softimage and it was the best we had back then, but now it doesn't match other things that have been out a long time. TFD, for example.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. I mean, I got some really good looking smoke and fire last night.
Yeah.
I think it does the trick most of the time, unless you're really going for something insanely photorealistic, in which case I saw that comparison the other day that somebody had. It was like it was Redshift and Octane and Arnold, I think, like three different ones. And Ginger John.
I know, I'm laughing at that too.
Sage calls him Ginger John.
Ginger John. Yeah, he's super nice. Also, I got to meet Mike Batchelor, which, like, I saw him and then I saw his name tag and I was like, that sounds familiar. That was the one person that I almost had a slip up. I was like, have we communicated online at all on like Twitter or Instagram? He's like, yeah, all the above. He's like, I love your work. I'm like, who is this guy? Crap. Where do I know Mike Batchelor? I'm like, oh, you're the dude that made X Particles. So it makes sense. So that was awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's great. So this project I've got coming up, I can probably talk about it because I didn't sign any NDAs.
All right, then.
It's like going to be 5 or 6 weeks, and it's technically for Apple. But it's small budget. They've just got 20 grand. So it's like Apple, I guess, released a bunch of little 20 grand, budgets for these music videos for artists that are up and coming. And it's this artist named Janelle Kroll who, she's got a cool track, and it's got kind of Feist vibes maybe, but the concept is pretty high concept. So it's like to do with global warming, and she's getting a 3D scan, and they're trying to do facial motion capture, which is just out of my league completely. So that's kind of scary, but if not, we'll just shoot some footage of her and I'll composite that into the ice somehow. So she's an ice sculpture that's frozen, maybe with some long flowing cloth off of her, but the cloth is also frozen. So all of that is melting for the first part of the video. So I've got to figure out how to do melting. Maybe Houdini, probably Houdini. So maybe you can use that new Russian 3D scanner.com. No, they're called? I'm not. Does really high quality 3D scans, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about the facial mocap because they're going to have somebody retarget that theoretically to the mesh, which is all awesome because that's way out of my league. But so that's great, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but not really my problem. But so it takes place in these ice caves that are kind of glacial, and she's also kind of embedded in the ice, like her feet are maybe embedded in the ice. And so I've got to get G-Rant's help for the melting stuff maybe, and like do a call to Houdini artist because I'm gonna have to dive in out of necessity for that, unless I find a way to do it in X Particles. So it's pretty intense. And then she melts and becomes a puddle, so that's all real flow or X Particles, and then moves over to this other woman who's in a fetal position and like it's this iridescent fluid that then like conforms or like flows over the woman, and they melt together, and that births like digital nature all throughout the cave, which then dies.
That $20,000 is seeming a little less.
I know, but it's like it's ambitious, and I feel like I need to do this every once in a while to just totally F myself over, so I can
totally like
make something
stress
different.
Myself out.
Because, stress myself out, but also make something different from the usual. Like, would I ever make this concept out of my own brain? Like, I just want to go, like, make an ice chick melt in some ice caverns. And, no.
Yeah. Force yourself to get creative,
Put some greebles on it, little octane scatter.
Greebles, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else?
I had one more link, which is this Travel Oregon, only slightly exaggerated thing. This is not in the usual rendering category because it looks like a Miyazaki film, but it's beautiful, and it's from PsyOp. So check that out. It's like the prettiest thing. It looks like it was for a feature like animated film. It doesn't look like a motion graphics piece at all. And I don't understand how many like cell artists they must have at PsyOp to get this thing done. It's totally insane.
Very cool.
Yeah, check it out.
Well, we'll put that in the notes. We have tons of stuff to go over, tons of links and things like that we're going to get into next week when we get back to like a normal show. I literally this morning before the show is the first time that I've sat down and put my desk basically back together since NAB. So we're trying to kind of get in that recovery mode, get back down to business and all that.
Well, you are. I've been in recovery mode for I've been fine.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean recovery mode as far as like working and stuff. I've been out of town still since NAB. So for me, I've got like ridiculous emails to check and do all that stuff. So we got to revamp, regroup, and next week we're going to be back with a kind of a quasi-normal show again. We've got some really good guests lined up. Liam is back doing the live Redshift Thursday starting this Thursday. And then also on top of that, I am going to continue doing the live stream thing that I started like a month ago before NAB and all that, where we're going from beginning to end designing like a new logo, which that was
get
really
that demo
cool.
reel out.
I don't know if you guys checked this out or not, but we didn't really talk about it, but it was a lot of fun because I went in there with like a clean slate with no idea exactly what I was going to do, get online, start getting ideas, saving, ideas, do an idea board type thing, pull out an iPad, use the iPad live on the stream and start sketching out like storyboarding and then bring that in and use that as a base. So it's like the whole entire process from beginning to end. However, we're only like 2 or 3 hours into it. But what was really cool about it is the fact that people stop by and start giving ideas. So it's like, oh, what should I put in this area? And Sage would be like, oh, do like a pipe thing here. I forget exactly what we were talking about. But people are like, it's like crowdsourcing this whole thing.
That's cool.
So as you go, people are giving input. So that will continue pretty soon. And then I think if I do another live stream, it's probably going to be Friday. So
cool.
And then
I should do a live stream too, where I'm just trying out different render engines.
And then you're going to
call
do
it
some
on the fence with Brograph.
on the fence.
The render Cold Wars.
What's your flavor?
Cold Wars. I like that.
The render Cold Wars. And then Matt, you said you're going to do some tutorials here pretty soon, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's been a while, huh?
It has. It's been a while.
So the thing when it comes to tutorials, that was awful. When it comes to tutorials, I like when I'm looking for something, because I don't want like if you just go onto YouTube and type blah 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 what you're looking for and you find an example of it, awesome. There's no reason to do a tutorial of it because it already exists.
I don't agree with that.
I know you don't agree with that, but it's like anyway. So what I wanted to do was I was looking online because I wanted to play with sculpting stuff, and so I watched this this tutorial. It wasn't really a tutorial; it was more of a watch me sculpt this guy, right? So why are you laughing, David?
Your cat.
Oh, don't touch the cat!
Yeah,
don't touch the cat.
Anyway, so
God,
Dave will put this in the show notes. It's this Cinema 4D Don Quixote sculpting and painting. I only watched the sculpting part because I thought it was pretty cool. But so I went through and I practiced, like I basically kind of recreated what he was doing. And I was like, okay, I've got the fundamentals down, because sculpting can kind of be like, it can be a beast when you're looking at it, because there's so many things and you're like, well, at what point do I use these particular tools? And it's surprising, like you only actually use maybe 2 or 3 tools a majority of the time,
Right.
The rest of them are very sniche. So anyway, I went through and I did that and I was like, all right, well now I need something that I can do for fun. So I sculpted this Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy. And I was really impressed with how well it turned out.
Really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, but
You're the next
then I
Patrick
wanted to start.
Goski.
What?
Yeah.
You're the next Patrick Goski.
Dude, I wish. That dude is amazing. He's my inspiration for this. I actually sent it to him and he's like, "Oh, dude, that looks nice."
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, like then I was like, okay, well now I want to texture this, but in order to texture it, you either have to go through body paint, and actually paint it, or you have to basically retopologize it, because otherwise you're going to get janky, square segments and stuff like that. And because the segments aren't necessarily going with that. And when you're sculpting, you got super high polygon, models and stuff. So I think the tutorial series that I want to do is, starting off sculpting, figuring that out, sculpting a like a little character or something, retopologizing it so that you can actually work with it in like a third-party renderer, Anyway.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Is there a way to just fast UV unwrap it though, and then paint it up in Substance?
Not well, no, because the UVs are based on the polygons, and so like if you're just doing like selections or whatever, like that's what I was saying, it'll be janky or jaggedy because you're dealing with squares, so you want to make sure that the edge flow is around the actual things that you want to take out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, though I mean you could get a pretty crappy if you just let it automatically mesh the thing, right? You could get a crappy UV map, I'm guessing. And I actually just watched a tutorial yesterday on Substance Painter to Octane workflow that was really good. And he showed that you can just paint over the seams in Substance. So if you have weird seams, you can just create a new like patch layer and paint over those, which is pretty interesting. So you could have just a totally janky UV map and still make it work.
Send me a link to that tutorial.
Yeah, I will. Let me. It was pretty good. And then I realized the guy is like in Orange County, and I was like, "Oh, dude, we should get together because your stuff is awesome."
I never got that email. Did you send it to me?
Yeah, here was the biggest problem. Like I found when I was searching for this, there was nothing on retopologizing. Like trying to figure out how to retopo like a sculpt.
Yeah, that's more of a ZBrush kind of deal. That seems really hard.
Exactly. So you're trying to do this in cinema, and it's like I don't know what to do. So I actually went back to the the great Make It Look Great 11,
nice.
and looked for a specific section on retopology, and sure enough, they had it there.
Cool.
And so I only needed to watch a little bit of it to really get I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's basically just repainting. I mean, I think the polygon pen.
It's the polygon pen. Yeah, it's basically the polygon pen, and you just have to make sure that one of the little options is clicked so that it'll go along with the mesh. It's pretty incredible.
Right, that's awesome. Let me see. I'm looking up this tutorial now. It's this guy. His name is Ryan Talbot.
That name sounds familiar.
Huh? Has he communicated with you guys before?
I don't know.
Oh no.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you, Dave. Email it to you here. So the email is called Dingus Links. In all caps, so it should be pretty obvious.
All right, Dingus Links.
Do you have it?
I don't know. I'll check in a minute. Do we have anything else? I'm out of links.
I'm gonna be giving
so I got two more links.
Okay, cool.
So the BBC set of sound effects, basically for free.
Yes.
16,000 BBC sound effects, over 16,000. Sound effects that you can use. You just can't use it for commercial productions. But if you're doing like a short film or like a personal project or something like that, you could totally use these free of use, which is pretty awesome.
I saw that. That's cool.
I think it was Smearballs who sent this one. There's also a website called 99sounds.org, and they've got a ton of free sound effects as well that are, I believe, Creative Commons or whatever.
Nice.
This was a short show.
Yeah, it was a short show.
My only thing is that I'm giving a Kitbash 3D stream tomorrow. I'm going to be using their space colony stuff.
Nice.
And I think the purpose of the stream isn't to do a full tutorial. It's to actually get ideas for a full tutorial. So I'll be showing some techniques, but because it's a stream, it's going to be a bit more hacked and slow. But I think I've found that I prefer releasing those full tutorials because they get a much better response.
Yeah, dude, you're like killing it with those tutorials.
Thanks, man.
Like in like a week, you get more tutorials on one of those, or more views on one of those tutorials than we do in like the entire existence of.
Well, you can thank EJ for that because he's got the viewers, but
yeah,
I try to make it high quality, in depth, but also I cut my tutorials a lot. Like I'll have like 5 or 10 hours worth of record time that I cut down to 1 hour or less because I have to start over a lot. A lot of the time I want to get the exact right word. I'm super anal, so I like repeat the same sentence like 5 or 10 times before I get it right. So they're
good tutorials.
They're
really good. Like I have watched them, you know.
Cool. Awesome.
And they are quite informative. Yes. I was working on this little pet project over the week where I was using your tutorial because I was creating, like, I wanted to create something more that's just not just nature, but I wanted to do a story with it. And so, like, as you can see here, so I got this story from my kid, you know, Boy Plus Bot, and there's like a scene where they're going through nature, you know. So I like recreated the scene in Octane, and then also had to sculpt the kid and his hair and stuff like that. That's why I went back into sculpting.
That's rad.
So,
yeah. Oh, thanks Tokyo Megaplex and Rick. They're both saying nice things, that they appreciate the conciseness.
You're so anal. It's so funny. We're about to like do an interview or something at NAB. You're like, hold on, I gotta prep. I gotta take my notes.
I have to prep. Yeah.
You like go away for like 45 minutes and prep, and I'm like, and when I'm doing an interview, I'm like, what are we talking about? Oh, okay, whatever.
Yep.
Now I do that too. I really do, because I don't want to look like a doofus on camera. Right. You know, like with the podcast, I just let Dave prep it all.
Yeah, you just rip off it. Yeah.
But for the interviews and stuff, like, or at least when we bring guests on, I like being really well prepared.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you don't know their work, you have to do that research.
Of course, you want to do that. Of course. Yeah. I did not get your email. We'll figure it out after the show. I even checked my spam, but I did find in my spam, I almost missed this, an urgent notice from Colonel Hafez Abdullah. He's an officer from the Syrian army, but you know, he's got this business opportunity for me. So, you know,
would have been funnier if you had said, I've got someone saying they really like our website. Have they thought about adding 3D animation? 3D animation.
Yeah. But this guy, look, he needs help purchasing a home in the country. He's got $5 million. He actually wrote it out, 5 million USD, and then wrote out 5 million United States dollars only. In parentheses. With a financial institution in London. Yeah, so should there be any need for evidence or proof of my seriousness and genuineness of this business opportunity, I have a certificate of deposit as proof in the bank that's in another country. That doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to look into that, guys, because he's going to give me a lot of money for that. And I might not do the show anymore because I'm going to be rich. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. I know you got a heart out, David, giggity. And we've got a meeting coming up in like take off here. And, you know, so. All right. If you would please rate us on iTunes, that'd be great. Leave a review. You can also subscribe on your podcatcher of choice. Check out the newsletter. Sign up for that. There's tons of T-shirts, as you can see. The render things.
Yeah, dude. People's people. Hello. Rick Bogus just called us out.
No, we're not doing. No, not today. No.
Oh.
There was not much prep today. Today was kind of like fly by the seat of our pants day. We'll be back to normal next week.
Sorry, Rick. We love you.
Yeah. The Render Things shirt was so popular at NAB. Shirt. The People's People shirt.
Yeah.
No.
I want it. I don't care if it's bad. I know. I like the fact that it sounds really bad, and I still haven't seen it. But the Comic Sans plus the Beeple face, like it's so terrible.
Oh yeah. It's
send me a link. I want to see it.
I'm gonna have to find the link. I mean, I'll put it in the Slack too, like in case anybody.
Oh, yeah, you put it in the Slack already. I don't think anyone bought it.
A long time ago. I'm
gonna buy it. I need every Brograph shirt.
But
collection.
that Render Things shirt was ridiculous. Like how many people were talking about that?
Yeah, it's good.
At NAB. So
it's good. That was a good choice, Dave.
Thanks. So. I know. I look at that and I'm like, that was a good idea. I can't believe I actually came up with a good idea for once. So I just put that in the Slack channel.
The spotlight was a good idea too. Made us buku bank.
That actually made us quite a bit of side cash, which is nice. I just put the link for that in the general on Slack, so you can check out the Beeple's People shirt. See if I can do it here on the stream.
It's awful, by the way.
Yeah, it's
don't think I got to get a Beeple's People shirt. Oh my gosh, Beeple's gonna listen to this and he's gonna be like, "What the heck is this shirt?"
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
Yeah. Well, the whole intention in the first place was people were talking about going to his
It's
thing in New
bad.
York. And that's why we made it, just because we thought it'd be funny if people showed up with that shirt.
How do I'm so bad at Slack. How do I get to the bottom without having to
Scroll
scroll?
Bottom?
You have to scroll.
There should be a thing that says
Well-
go to the bottom or something.
Okay, whatever.
A little gray
I found
bar.
it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dude, this is amazing. And it's got like lasers shooting out behind his head.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
one of his
yes.
pieces of work.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Immediately
I'm
buying
sorry.
this.
I had no
Question is, do I want olive, navy, or black?
Oh my gosh. I think
Oh,
we
or
need a
heather
better
blue.
People's
Always
People shirt.
Heather blue.
You know, maybe
I've got so
we
many
could
black
commission
shirts.
people to do a People's People shirt.
That is actually a really good idea.
See,
That is a good idea.
not
But-
that he needs our money, because you know.
Right.
For the time being, though, you know, I'm gonna get this one.
Okay, cool.
Rick Bogus said the People's People T-shirt reminds me of Heaven's Gate for some reason.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, YouTube, Brograph.com, Twitch, and Slack, and all the stuff and things. Remember, you can email us, Brograph@Brograph.com. Get in your show topic ideas right now and things like that, because we are going to basically be starting over and getting back to business next week, and we would love to have some good topics to dig into.
Business.
We've got some really good guests that we're lining up too. So, for example, Corridor Digital, we've got Brandon Clements is going to be on the show. Who else we talked to? Savor is going to be on the show.
Yes.
Zach is
We
going to
should
be
get
on the
Zach
show.
on.
Back.
Who else? Nate. Jan.
Jan.
We've
Yeah.
got so many people we talked to about coming on the show. So stay tuned. And until next week, I'm Dave.
I'm Matt.
I'm David.
Have a good one.
Later,
bros.
Later,
bros.
bros. All right. We
Cool.
are still live on the stream, so stand by, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody in the chat. We love you.
Put
Hey,
the
check
music back on.
this out, guys.
Still live. I'll let you know when we are not live.
Yeah, check that out.
Good
NVIDIA
thing you put
AI
some ink all over your
reconstructs
face.
photos.
Now your video's gone, Matt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay. All right, I'm gonna stop the old recording.
All right,
Yeah.
dude, we're still live. Still live.
Still alive. Don't say anything. Don't
Yeah.
say anything. Greg.
And live video here.
Cool. So how come that's so weird? You didn't get that email from me.
And then didn't get either.
Dave@nexusmotion.com.
Yep.
What the damn hell? Do you want me to? I'll post the
I'll
link.
say
to
whatever
this.
I want about my old boss.
What?
Let's go, Michael. Set that on.
Uh-huh.